Alright, hello everyone, Archer here, and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. Today we're going to be taking the adorable little kid, Pan. She is from the newest Dragon Ball movie, Dragon Ball Superhero, and she comes in a very small package, as you can see. She is as big as my hand from just looking at it, and I have small hands too, so that is something. But yeah, she doesn't come with many items, which is reasonable for a figure her size. But at the same time, she was a premium Bandai exclusive, which not many people were too fond of, because she has extra items for her own father, which is Gohan. So a lot of people were upset about that, of her just being a locked release behind Premium Bandai and their own practices. But I do think that was actually a bad move from them, because this should be a general release, not just something you have to get in a certain time period, in my opinion at least. But enough babbling about Bandai and their horrible practices. Let's just get her out and see how she looks. I'm Alright, so here we have Pan and all of her tiny glory. As you can see, she has the outfit that she was initially introduced with in the movie. She doesn't have her school outfit, which I do think they might make a variant of that Pan in the future, but I don't think anytime soon. Maybe when Superhero gets adapted into the anime, which would be most likely the outcome of the anime returning. But aside from that, when looking at Pan, she has not a lot of detail. She's a very simple character in terms of design and everything. She has little stubby legs because she is technically 3 years old in the movie, which is perfectly fine. I think it's a good introduction of the character in general. Now, one of the things I did have an issue with this Pan, in my opinion, is the accessories that she comes with. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, or let me not get ahead of myself. She has the little tiny gloves. I don't know if that's, man, this is really good quality. Holy hell. But yeah, she has the tiny gloves. When she's training with Piccolo, her tiny joints, I feel like that might be an issue if you try to pose her too much. They might wear down over time. That's any figure, but any tiny figure might just have more issues with joints in general. Her legs, she doesn't have the most posability in terms of character, because again, she is a 3-year-old child that barely did anything in the movie. But aside from that, her hair is fine. It's like the Videl cut that she has. She takes after her mother, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much Pan in a nutshell. Let's actually just take a look at the accessories. Alright, so here we have all of Pan with all of her accessories. Surprisingly, being a very small figure, she comes with a lot of things. Starting off, she comes with a full different head of hair. Surprisingly, I'm actually quite surprised Bandai did this and not just made like the faceplate difference like any other Dragon Ball character. Hopefully, Pan doesn't fall in the background. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, she has a literal full sculpted back piece of hair, which I think it's awesome. It shows a variation that you can use, especially for posing. It actually shows movement. Not a lot of characters actually have that. Especially recently, they announced the moving hair piece for base Goku, which I think is fine, but I feel like that should just be included in any Goku figure in general, or any Dragon Ball figure in general. But going over from the head of hair to the actual faces, we have kind of like a screaming face. I do think that the detail on all of these faces are great in general. She has like the shouting, kind of happy-go-lucky face. She actually has another faceplate where she's just smiling. This is the one where a lot of people thought that she was just weird looking, since I don't know, it just looks weird in general. This is the face that she makes when she's giving Piccolo the water bottle, which we actually have right over here. This just segued right into that. A lot. Okay, this is a lot of detail for such a tiny bottle. It is actually insane how much detail they got into the bottle, and the camera actually does a great job of showcasing that detail. It literally says super mineral. I'm surprised about that. And it comes with two, one for Pan and one for Piccolo. I totally knew that from the beginning. Um, so now we have the concentrated going for the punch face, which I think is great. Again, all the detail in the faces are great. It's just she's a very bland character in terms of design, which I don't think that's an issue. I think the issue is the price that she was priced at. I'm gonna get into that later on, but let's just continue with the hands. She has like two different uh, key blast hands. Although she doesn't really do key blast in the movie at all, aside from flying. She has two grasping hands, which is mostly for posing purposes. And then she has another two sets of grasping hands, but these are specifically for the water bottle. She literally has the actual um, nubs for it, so that's also great. Now she does come with an additional part that was the reason why she was Premium Bandai exclusive, and that was this Gohan messy hair Gohan face or head sculpt. I have I have said what I thought about this in the Gamma 1 video, but that was completely cut out. But yeah, I don't think this is a good practice at all. I think the head should have just been sold separately, maybe with the other different heads or the other accessories that Gohan has. Because yes, it does incentivize people to actually buy the figure, especially for a character such as Pan. But I don't think that should be the whole ordeal, just buying the figure for just a singular accessory. Which is why a lot of people were also disappointed on the Broly that was released for this movie specifically, because it didn't change anything aside from just removing the armor from the previous Broly from Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, in terms of overall thoughts for this Pan, I think this Pan is a great figure. But there's a but in there. I don't think she's worth the price that she is, or she was, because you can't get her right now unless you pay aftermarket price, which again, don't do that. This figure is not worth it. She's great for just having her displayed and having her for your collection. I think this is one of the figures that I'm gonna pose the least whenever I do post my figures. But she was around, I want to say $65 USD price. That is not a good price. I think that is way too much, especially for them pretty much just upping up the price for this figure, for this accessory alone, which again, I don't like. Another example, Launch. I actually let me go get her. Launch right here. I have her right here. Launch was a $58 figure from what I recall. Now, she is available everywhere, in every single storefront that you can get her. Online, mainly. Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Kappa Hobby, all those kind of places, you can get that Launch. She is a general release figure. This Pan was exclusively for Premium Bandai, mainly to not even promote the movie, because these figures came out almost a year after the movie, at least for the pre-order dates. I'm pretty sure I had this Pan pre-ordered for like nearly 8 months, which again, another thing about Bandai that I'm probably gonna make a video about. Who knows? Now, again, this Pan being $65, that's fine in a sense that, but again, for what she comes with, this is a $45 figure, in my opinion. And again, this is the only reason right here that she was marked up to $65. And that's not even counting the shipping and taxes that you're paying nearly $80 for this figure alone. $10 for shipping for premium Bandai for anywhere across the world, and then taxes. You're paying a lot for just a figure. Again, this launch, which is bigger in size and has nearly the same amount of accessories, including a Dragon Ball and a whole other head sculpt for the different appearance of launch, was $58. With shipping, you're gonna get around like nearly to 70 maybe. But again, you're gonna get more out of that launch, especially in terms of posability, than this pan. I don't think this pan is a bad figure, as I've said so already in this video, but I don't think she's worth the price. I only did it for collection purposes and for the reason of this video, and to also tell you guys to not get her in aftermarket prices. She will most likely get a general release one of these days, but don't count on it being anytime soon, as she just recently came out. Now, in terms of just trying to end this video in a good note, again, this pan is a great figure, especially for collectors. Don't get her at all right now because she is not worth it if you're not a collector, in my opinion. She can wait, especially if you don't like the character. I know a lot of people don't like Pan. I don't know why. They probably have a thing against children. But I think she was fine in the movie, especially compared to her Dragon Ball GT counterpart. She was much more reasonable in the movie, or more so of an adorable plot point. But that's besides the point. I don't think this is enough to incentivize people into buying the figure, and I think that showed Bandai that they shouldn't do this anymore. Even though they're gonna keep doing it, they shouldn't do it. Now, overall, in terms of this figure, from the scale that I give it, I would say she is a 7. My reason for it, yes, she's a good figure. 7 is still a really good score. 7 is like a passing grade. That's great. If it was 5, that would be like, it's an iffy figure. It's an okay figure, not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. But this is a good figure. In terms of the size and everything, I think she's fine. I don't think you're not gonna get much posability from her, especially since the way that the figure, the actual box showcases her, that she's pretty much doing the same poses all around. And again, I think this figure is good. I give her a 7 overall. The joints are okay. I think I just need to loosen them a little bit if I wanted to pose her, especially the arms, because yeah, that's just me. But again, on a last note, a very, very last note, I know I've said that multiple times now, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you stick around for the future, because next video, I'm going to be reviewing Beast Gohan. And that is a promise. That video will not take longer than a week to release after this video. That is a promise that I can probably keep. But yeah, I will see you guys next time.